Hi, I'm Sharp. Welcome to my workshop. Today we are making Maleficent's Headpiece, so stick around. So every year we try to do a family cosplay. My wife doesn't always get involved. However, in this case, we have the perfect character for her, and that is Maleficent. So this year's family cosplay is from the series, or the movie series, Descendants from the Disney Channel. Maleficent is from the original movie Descendant. The other three characters, myself as Hades, my daughter as Mal, and my son as Carlos, are based on the characters from Descendants 3. So let's get started. The pattern I used is from Odin Makes. There is a link to his channel in the description down below. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, I suggest that you do. He has really good tutorials, and most, if not all, of his files are free. Now, I traced my pattern on 6mm foam. I've already done the cap, and I've marked where the horns are going to go. What I am tracing now are, in fact, the horns. And yes, I am using hockey pucks to weigh down my pattern. Now, normally when I use with foam, I use contact cement. For whatever reason, however, lately, my contact cement is just not working. Excuse me. I'll glue the pieces together and they'll just come apart. I don't know if it's the brand. I did order a different brand off of Amazon. We'll see on my next project, see if that contact cement works better than this one. So what I ended up doing is the parts that were coming apart, I just grabbed my glue gun and basically did everything that way for the rest of the horns, which lengthened the process, but in the end it actually ended up looking better. Now Odin does something, I'm not going to say weird. He does his horns differently, does something fancy to it. I just kept it really simple. After grinding down the edges and stuff, I just covered both of them in electrical tape. And for me, that did the trick. Now, as per Odin's tutorial, I used my Dremel tool and sanded down the edges in the front, just so you don't want that square edge when you put your fabric on top of it. And yes, I know that Dremel tool dates from the 1990s, but it works great, so why upgrade? Now for the diamond shaped or triangular shape in the front, I just needed something that had some sort of pattern to it. So I just used some leftover pleather that I had, and to cover the edges, I used my contact cement on the foam and fabric spray adhesive for the fabric. And the fabric that I'm using is some stretch fabric. You can see it on my desk right now. So I just cut some small pieces, and then I'm just going to cover up those edges before I wrap everything, with that fabric. So now I'm putting, it's kind of hard to film when the camera is facing me and I have to work in the front of the helmet, but I'm just putting those small strips of fabric front. And once that was done, I just cut off the excess. Better. Foam is black, so that works great. Now I just tried to wrap everything around instead of just gluing the fabric to the headpiece. What I found for that is that it left a lot of parts exposed. You could see the glue, could still see the glue that I used for the horns. You could see the foam, you can see it right there as I turn the head. So I didn't like that. So what I will end up doing is I just used some of the leftover fabric that I had, and I just covered most of the back, which is where the parts were showing. I just covered that up with the excess fabric. Now the fun part about this was I used my spray adhesive and the fabric was sticking to itself, so that was a little bit of a challenge, but I still managed to overcome that small part. Now I wrapped part of it around the horns in the back. Again, you could see the glue, which is the main part that I wanted to cover up. It wasn't sticking very well. Again, it's probably that contact cement that I'm using. So as per Odin's tutorial, I just used pins and just used a black marker afterwards to darken the tip of the pins a bit so that they don't show as much. Once I had everything pinned down, the back of it, you'll see in a sec, the back actually really looks like crap. All the edges that you see there, that's not really a big deal because all of that is going to be covered up. Once again, I just cut the excess, excuse me, and then once I had all that done, I just grabbed my fabric again and then wrapped it the way I had it before. Now there were some parts that were either slipping off or needed a little bit more glue, so I just used my glue gun and those parts so that they wouldn't slide off when my wife puts the headpiece on her head. I tightened parts that go around the horns as well. A little better she wears. So that's it for my version of Maleficent's headpiece. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like, share, and comment. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and that notification icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming content. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Sharp's Workshop.